So, co-main event of this one, interim heavyweight title. Obviously, we were supposed to be seeing Bones versus Stipe at this event for the heavyweight title. Bones got hurt. Stipe is waiting for him. According to Dana, even after this fight, he said that is still the plan to do Bones versus Stipe at whatever point in time Bones is ready to do that. So in the meantime, we got Tom Aspinall against Sergei Pavlovich for the interim heavyweight title, and Tom Aspinall ended it in 1 minute, just about minute and a half. So yeah,
it was a minute 9, I think, or something like that.
Is that what it was? So yeah, Omar, what was your take on Tom Aspinall's crowning moment?
I don't know about you, but the moment they started that fight, my asshole was tight. Like, I was in distress. My anxiety level was at 100 because you could see from the moment they started squaring off, one fuck up in either direction, somebody was going to get laid the fuck out. Could have very well have been Aspinall in that fight, and it was Sergei Pavlovich, but it really could have gone either way. The reality is the speed, man. The speed from Tom Aspinall is a real fucking problem, and he moves in a way that is not very common for heavyweights to move. Big dudes like that don't bounce. It just doesn't happen. It's one of the reasons why Tyson Fury is as popular as he is with the style of boxing that he has, because he moves so well for such a gigantic human being. And so you've got all of this power, all of this mass, all of this strength behind you, and then you can combine it with the fact that you have mobility. You become an instant issue in the division. Not to mention, obviously, Tom Aspinall is very skilled, very talented, very smart in the cage. And his ending sequence, man, going right to the body and then right to the head. I mean, that's classic low high shit right there, man. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. The story too that surrounds it about him not, being able to train, kind of basically coming off the couch and not almost turning down the opportunity because of the injury that he was dealing with before. I think he had a back injury. Yep. That he had just pulled his back or something like that. So he hadn't even really been able to grapple and train and do anything. And he was about to turn on the opportunity, and he said, fuck it. You know what? This is an opportunity. We can't just say no to things like this. Things like title shots don't come around very often, especially if you turn them down. Once you turn them down, I feel like it becomes harder to get one back. Yep. So he put all his chips in for all intents and purposes. He went all in, and that man delivered, 100% delivered. I could not have been happier in that moment for him. It was a beautiful sight to see.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome.
What have I missed?
I set up this fight for Omar, so that's all you've missed so far.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I mean, first off, I got to address this pre-fight moment because it was one of the coolest things I've ever seen. God. I know Omar hated it. I thought you were going to bring it up right there. I got goosebumps from it. To me, it was them giving each other full respect before going to war and basically saying, I'm sorry that 1 minute from now, I'm going to kill you, but that's the job. Yeah. And I thought that was a really unique, cool moment.
I don't hate the sentiment. I want to be clear. I don't hate the sentiment. I don't mind it at all. I like shit like that. The way they done went about it, placing each other's hands gently so on each other's shoulders, was fucking weird, man. You don't see anybody ever do that. Like, they could have shook hands. Cool. They could have they could have hugged, and it would have been less fucking weird.
They did hug,
but no.
They did.
Just hugged. Just hugged.
That would have been weirder.
Not how, Mike. Name one time in your life that you have ever held onto a man's shoulder like that while looking.
I disagree.
At him.
I don't think hand on the shoulder is weird. In fact, I think it's an old school thing that people would do.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Not to mention on the same side, at least create a nice little square there.
Hold on.
Like,
You're
Agreed
saying
about the square. Pavlovich's hand went in the wrong place. I agree with that.
It was weird, man. It was weird. There's a lot of different things I wouldn't have mounted there. Like, again, hug, pound, you know what I mean? A bunch of things. But the shoulder touch on the same side was just weird.
Moving on to what's important.
No, hold on.
Oh, sorry.
I just need to address this one thing. You think just a hug would have been better? So listen, like this. They're facing off.
Jesus Christ, I'm not talking about him rubbing up on him.
They're staring at each other, and you think that Tom Aspinall should have gone, hey.
No.
Bring it in.
First of all, Mike, don't make it seem like you've never seen two dudes in the octagon hug, and it's not weird.
But
they go in, hug. They give each other a little hug, little respect, and then they back away. They don't fucking hold each other through the entirety of the intro.
Loved it, and I'll remember it.
Oh my God.
I'm with Mark. I loved it.
Moving along.
I got a little bit of goosebumps. I was like, damn, this is an incredible moment.
Those might not have been goosebumps, dog.
Moving along. Tom Aspinall, let's fucking go. What a win. What a moment. What an absurd level of dominance this man continues to show. I mean, no one can touch him. He's 7 fights in, not counting the Blades fight, where obviously it ended in seconds because of a freak injury. The other 7 fights. And no one has done anything besides get absolutely run over. He has finished 7 dudes in a combined 12 minutes and 6 seconds. Yes, I added this up earlier. He is a generational talent. Your boy has been saying it since day one, and I still don't feel like enough people are talking about just how good Tom Aspinall is. He is the man that can beat John Jones. And this isn't spur-of-the-moment talk like I'm seeing on social media where suddenly people love Tom Aspinall, even after they all just picked Sergei Pavlovich a few days ago going into this fight. I have been saying this. I predicted Tom as heavyweight champ by the end of 2023 on this show. I've been laying out wacky timelines that allow Tom Aspinall to fight John Jones before he retires, even though they didn't make a whole lot of sense. And we are now as close to getting that fight as we can possibly get. And I am giddy about the possibility of seeing it because I really think Tom can do it. And in this fight, it took him one exchange, one time of getting touched where he said, oh, okay, he's long. He can hit me from further away than I thought. And he adjusted that range, and he took Sergei out. His speed is on another level. He didn't even use his grappling. And I know I'm going on and on about this dude right now, but I am all the way sold on Tom Aspinall. I can't remember the last time I was this impressed with a heavyweight fighter.
I saw somebody call him the heavyweight GSP. I can't say I fully agree with that analogy, but
I don't think that's a great analogy.
And that he's well-rounded, but GSP wasn't knocking dudes out in minutes.
Yeah. Well, yeah, heavyweights.
At least not towards the end. Once he became champion, that shit kind of ended. GSP was fucking people up earlier on in his career.
That's true.
That's true.
But once he got gold, he was like, I'm not losing the gold. We're going to start taking people down. That's it.
GSP is such an interesting character to me. In his post-fight career, he has stayed very much like public, but for what, I don't know. He's like, I'm a healthy person now. I do calisthenics a lot, and I eat meat.
He was always like that, though, to be honest. He was always the guy who was there training. He was always the guy in there doing gymnastics when nobody the fuck else was doing gymnastics. Like, he was always a very fitness-oriented human being in general. But his obsession, I think, with MMA just kind of melded that together. But now that he doesn't need to fight anymore, he can just focus on him and his body. I don't think he has a wife or kids or anything like that. He's never really been very open about his personal life, but it doesn't seem like he's got that kind of family. I'm sure he's got like, brothers and mother and all that other kind of shit. But I don't think he's got like the wife and the kid or anything like that. So I think a lot of his time is just spent kind of still in the fighting space, training and all that stuff. And I'm pretty sure he makes a good amount of money doing it all on social media as well, with all the ads and everything else that goes along with it.
It's true.
He's one of those guys that has mastered celebrity. Like, see other celebrities who, when their time ends, it's like, oh yeah, that guy, like, he used to do this thing. And with GSP, it's always like, hey, that's GSP. Like, he's a big deal. Like, we should get his opinion on this random thing we're talking about. Like, he like has clicked into that thing where he's like a being in and of himself, like
He is,
a
yeah.
brand, I should say, not a being.
Yes,
brand.
that's the right word in today's day
Yeah.
and age. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's pivoted a little bit, like I said, into like the health and wellness a lot.
Yeah.
Because it's a
Yeah.
big thing for him now. So people get his opinion on like spinach, and then he's like, "I love spinach. I used to eat it more than I do now." That's
But
I
no,
had
Tom
that.
Aspinall is not my favorite GSP comparison. They're different.
okay. Getting back on track here. So Aspinall is now your interim UFC heavyweight champ, and John Jones still has the belt, correct? Because I feel like I've seen a lot of
Yep.
things
Yep.
afterwards that is like Tom Aspinall now is the heavyweight champion.
No.
And
John
I've
Jones
seen.
still the champ.
So now, what is Stipe gonna do? Because now we have a champ and an interim champ, and don't they have to fight?
No. So according to, and this is what I figured going in. I think I was
Yeah.
even saying this last week, but according to Dana, the plan is still that John Jones is fighting Stipe. He has said that it's too big of a fight, that both guys deserve it in terms of that's the fight John wants, and how can you tell John he's not getting Stipe? And that's the fight Stipe wants, and how can you tell Stipe he's not getting John? Basically, just that they're both such greats that they deserve the fight they want for their legacies. And I get it. The question to me is just, what do you do with Tom Aspinall? Because this is what I was saying last week,
Yeah.
in that Dana is saying, maybe Tom just waits. And Tom is saying, well, actually, I shouldn't say he's saying he wants to wait. He's saying, give me one of Bones or Stipe. He wants his opportunity at a legend. If you told him he had to wait, I don't know if his tune changes. But to me, I don't see how he doesn't have to defend that interim belt, because we're not getting Bones and Stipe for a while. And I really don't see Aspinall choosing to sit out for that long. So if you ask me what happens, I still think he's going to fight Cyril Gane for the interim title. I don't think he wants to do that. He's already said, you should go fight Almeida, or whatever his quote was on that.
Yep.
But I think that's the fight that's going to get presented to him.
Let's say, as an example, John Jones is good. He doesn't need 8 weeks after all. Maybe he just needs 4 or 5 or whatever, right? So he'll be healed up before the year is over. Let's say we book a fight in March with him and Stipe.
No, dude, it was 8 months, not weeks.
I'm sorry.
Towards Pac.
Yes, you're right. Yeah,
yeah,
you're right.
But then they lowered it and
5
said he
months.
might be
It was
back in
4 to
6.
8 months. 4 to 8 months.
Yeah.
So let's say we talk about like summer of next year.
So wait, when did he tear it? About a month ago? Yeah.
Last month, yeah.
Less than that.
Yeah.
So that was, call it mid-October. So
I think it was like the first week of November, actually.
yeah, so he ain't fighting until summer at the absolute earliest. It's probably like July at best.
So let's say they book it. Let's say everybody's like, Aspinall's down to wait, whatever. And we get to like May or June. And one of these motherfuckers pulls out again for whatever reason, injury, whatever. What do? Do you just say,
then the
fuck
other
it?
dude's fighting Aspinall
You just
without
have
question.
to, right? You can't
Oh,
just
yeah, you can't keep catering to them again.
Okay.
Yeah. That would be wild.
It would be.
It
would be crazy.
In the scenario you just laid out, if this does get rebooked, say it's July, knowing fucking Bones and Stipe, when are they fighting next? December? January? So you tell me Aspinall's not going to fight for over a year? It's just not realistic.
But here's the other issue, is John Jones has such a propensity to not fight dudes last minute that if this happens, I don't see John Jones being like, yeah, all right, I'll take Tom Aspinall because he's the champion. Like, I just don't. It makes sense. He should, but I don't.
And then that's why you keep Tom active. And if bullshit just keeps happening, then Tom becomes your heavyweight champion. And that's why I think you don't make him wait. You book, and you can book it first. You can book him and Gane in fucking May or April, whatever. And then you have a winner coming out of that fight looking incredible, and you have that lined up, and you're saying this man's going to fight the winner of Bones and Stipe. And if Bones and Stipe falls apart again, then fuck it. Then Tom's your heavyweight champ, and you move forward.
Yeah. I wonder if Tom needs any injury-related stuff there with his back. I don't know if he needs anything there. But
But the reason I'm saying Gon is just simply because he is ranked number one. Although I haven't looked at the rankings, is he still one? I mean, it shouldn't have. Nothing should have changed. Or I guess Tom is one since John is the champ. How the fuck does that work? I guess not, right? It'll say champ, interim champ, and then one.
Yeah.
No, Tom does say one, so Gon says two now. But you get my point. He's the next ranked contender, and plus that's a huge fight in Europe. I mean, you do that you do it in France, it's huge. That would suck for Tom. He's the champ. But you do that if you could do that fight in London, that would be enormous.
Oh yeah.
I think the venue might be better in London, just overall with the amount of seats and all that stuff. I feel like they have better venues over there for that.
Agree. Yeah, that's my guess.
Man, just going back to this fight, Tom Aspinall fought probably the perfect way to fight a stand-up fight against Sergei Pavlovich. That's how you have to do it, and not many heavyweights are even capable of doing that.
That's really the point. Is there's not many heavyweights at this point against Pavlovich specifically that would even be able to fight the way that he fought that fight. Right? Like,
Yeah,
I think
Gon
the best
could
course
try
of
it,
action for most
but-
dudes are probably going to be to take him down, or try to take him down. Right?
Yeah.
But Tom can literally get his punches there faster than Pavlovich can shoot his off. And he made all the difference.
Gon can try to fight him that way, but Gon doesn't have one-shot power like Tom has. So Gon, you would think, would have to do that for longer and avoid Pavlovich's punches for longer to be able to pull that off.
Gon actually has a good set of combinations in his repertoire, though. Like,
oh, fuck
that
yeah,
man actually fights pretty goddamn well when it comes. You know, when he's on, man, and he's moving, he's got his momentum. His combinations and his flow are really fucked up. Like,
oh,
it's a
they
real
might be
problem.
prettier than Tom's are. I'm just saying he's
100%.
He's not killing
100%.
guys in a minute like Tom is, because
Yes.
he doesn't have the same fight finishing power,
Yeah.
or at least he doesn't throw his strikes with it generally.
Okay. Well, we should move on, shouldn't we? In the interest of time.
Let's do Sergei quick.
Mark, who do you think Sergei Pavlovich should fight next?
So I think he should fight Volkov. To me, the two fights to make outside of the picture we just discussed are Almeida against Blades and Pavlovich against Volkov. Volkov's on a great run. He deserves another shot at a big name. Him and Pavlovich have never fought before. I think that's the fight to make.
Omar, any other bright ideas?
I think we kind of already touched on some of it there. Just Cyril Gane, I feel like somewhere in there needs to be part of the mix. But I actually had Jailton Almeida up in there as well.
Isn't it Jailton?
Jailton Almeida. I figure at this point, if we want to throw him into deep water, I'm not really against it.
Dude, I'm here for it. I think Almeida, he's made it to the big time at this point. I want to see him against.
I thought you guys both wanted him in Blades so badly.
Oh, yeah. I'm saying,
Every
Blades
week,
is number
it's
5.
gonna
That's
change
what I'm
for
saying.
me.
No, but you guys just both said you wanted him in Pavlovich.
I didn't say that. I just said he's made it
either.
up to the upper echelon.
Oh.
Yeah. But I will.
I mean-
I am fully aware that I say shit one week, and then the next week something happens. I'm like, I'll throw that guy at this guy
Not
too.
me.
Fuck it. Let's see what
Not
sticks.
me, man. I'm Mr. Consistency. Damn it.
Look, how many people did we throw at Dominic Reyes before they finally landed on something?
So many. But
Like
then
the
we
whole
did say
division,
Ulberg
we
and
just
we
poured
got
out on Dominic Reyes.
it.
Okay, real quick. I want to ask you guys this before we move on from these heavyweights. Mark, go first. Gun to your head. Tom Aspinall versus Francis Ngannou. Gut shot pick.
There's no human I'm picking over Tom Aspinall at this point in time.
Omar,
And
what are your thoughts?
there probably wasn't before this fight happened. There probably wasn't fights ago. I signed up for this man, and you can't shake me until something goes wrong.
Yeah, dude, I'm not picking against Aspinall probably for a good.
Over Ngannou? Interesting.
I mean, Ngannou is really fun and really good. And to be honest, the thing that I love about Ngannou is I don't even really know what to expect anymore, because his performance against Fury was a lot better than I think I ever even imagined it could be. So I don't know if it's like a run over or anything like that. I think it'd be a good fight, but just Tom Aspinall brings something crazy to the table that just, it's not like Tom Aspinall doesn't have power. You know what I mean? Like, he has
Clearly not.
power, but I don't think Ngannou has the hand speed that Tom Aspinall does. I just don't.
Really? Wow. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, the reason John is so interesting for him is because of how little John gets hit, and because his wrestling can match or exceed, I should say. And I don't mean to be dismissing John's. His wrestling is you would think even better than Tom's, unless Tom ends up showing us otherwise. But that's why that's so intriguing. But Tom is the first opponent that Bones will have had in ages ever who can do everything very well.
Yeah. Yeah. And is a giant and is not smaller than John.
Right. Yes. Yes.
So, yeah, very interesting package in those.